Be good for Daddy, baby. Daddy's buying you and Mommy a new house tomorrow.
Adrian's voice, thick with sleep, tender in a way I hadn't heard in over a year. We always used protection. There was no baby, not ours. I lay still for 3 full breaths, then my hand slid under the pillow and found my phone. Dad, Adrian cheated. My voice was steady, the kind of steady that scared me more than crying would have.
Sweetheart, don't panic. I'm getting the best lawyer right now.
He covered the receiver, but I heard it. I'm not panicking. I need a PI, someone discreet, and the board's emergency contact list.
The board? Limian, what are you...
Trust me. I know what I'm doing.
I'll have Marcus on it within the hour. And Lillian, make sure he never sees it coming.
He won't.
The board list.
He said more quietly.
You still have that memorized?
Yes. Another pause.
I remember when you ran those meetings. Men twice your age sat up straight.
That was a long time ago.
Was it?
I didn't answer. The muscle memory was still there.
No worries, honey. And whatever you think is best.
I ended the call in the black glass of the screen, eyes I hadn't seen in 3 years. Calculating, cold, ready, on the nightstand. Our wedding photo, his arm around my waist. I picked it up, looked at it for 5 seconds, then set it face down on the nightstand. Adrian kept sleeping. I looked at him. 1 second. 2. I didn't wake him. I chose not to. The phone lit up my face. Mira Holt's profile. I scrolled. 1 month ago. Mira clinging to Adrian's arm at a sales office, her bump visible through her dress. We finally picked out our little home. 2 months ago. The steakhouse where I'd wanted to celebrate my promotion. He said it was too expensive. My hubby says our baby and I are his whole world. I pressed my palm flat against my chest. My heart pounded against my hand like something trapped. 3 months ago. 2 pink lines. Their fingers laced over her stomach. Marcus, I need you to pull an employment record. Mira Holt. Orion Tech. Find out who recruited her.
Lillian? It's 3 in the morning.
I know what time it is.
Give me 10 minutes.
He called back in 7. Marcus always over-delivered.
She was head-hearted, specifically requested by the CEO.
Adrian Hale.
Yeah. Lillian, what's going on?
Nothing I can't handle. Send me her family records, too. My voice could have been ordering coffee. Inside, a door I'd kept locked for 3 years was creaking open.
Already pulling it. Her mother, Eleanor Holt, worked at Blackwood 15 years ago.
Keep digging. I hung up. He didn't meet her at work. He brought her there. I looked at Adrian's sleeping face. When we met, he was an associate at a mid-tier firm. He wore the same suit to every meeting. I told him I didn't care about money. He told me he didn't care about mine. We believed each other, or I believed him. Same thing. In the end, you have no idea who you married, do you? The digital clock flicked from 3:47 to 3:48. Adrian's tiny smile, his untroubled breath. I didn't wake him. I walked to the study instead. Bottom drawer of the filing cabinet. The prenup, signed 3 years ago. I hadn't looked at it since the wedding. Page 14. Asset protection clause. If either party initiated divorce, their personal holdings reverted to their family trust. He'd signed it without reading. I remembered that now. Him waving the pen, laughing.
Whatever you want, babe.
Page 22. An amendment I didn't remember. Adrian had added an addendum 6 months ago. Joint filing rights to all residential properties acquired during the marriage. He'd slipped it into a stack of routine documents. I'd signed without looking. I set the paper down. My hand was steady. You signed this. I said it out loud. To him, to myself. You signed this without even reading it. He'd been planning this longer than I thought, but he'd missed something. The amendment only covered residential properties, not commercial assets, not Blackwood shares, not the trust. He'd been too greedy to notice he left the biggest prizes untouched. The strategist in me smiled. The wife didn't. Study. Door locked. Laptop open. The screen washed my face pale blue. Mira Holt, 23, receptionist at Orion Tech, joined 6 months after our wedding. I opened a new document, started mapping. Date of hire, date of first social media post with Adrian, date the house was purchased. Every data point became a node, every node connected to another. Marcus, her mother worked at Blackwood. When?
2011. Accounting manager. Fired for embezzlement.
Was she guilty?
Charges were dropped, but her career was destroyed. She died 3 years later. Mira would have been 11.
11 years old, motherless, raised by a grandmother who blamed the Blackwood family for everything.
She was aimed at it.
I know, the timeline. The competitor internship before Orion Tech, it all lines up.
Lillian, I'm supposed to be the investigator here.
You are. I'm just faster. Marcus, is my father okay? He sounded off on the phone. Too long.
He's fine. You know your dad. Stubborn.
I didn't push. I hung up. The document on my screen had 47 nodes. I'd built it in under an hour. I stared at the screen. The last time I'd mapped something like this was 8 years ago. A hostile acquisition. The boardroom. I was 22. After I finished speaking, the room was silent for 5 full seconds.
Well, That settles it.
My mother was still alive then. After the meeting, she pulled me aside. Don't hide. Not ever. I spent my whole life hiding, and I never got to be myself. I hadn't thought about that day in years. On my screen, one name turned red. Adrian Hale. Every connection he had, clients, contracts, credibility, all routed through Blackwood. He'd built his whole life on my family's infrastructure. I just had to decide when to pull the plug. Morning. Adrian leaned down and kissed my forehead.
Babe, breakfast is ready. Eggs the way you like them.
Thank you. My lips curved. The smile of a woman who trusted him. He had no idea I'd been awake since 3:48.
I've got an important client meeting today. Might be home late.
Okay. Work comes first. The words left my mouth warm and supportive. In my head, client meeting, code for Mira. He always used the same excuse.
You're not upset?
Why would I be upset? The toast popped. I didn't flinch. He did.
No reason. I'll probably be busy the next few days. Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. His favorite phrase. He'd been saying it for 3 years. Every time I asked about a late night, every time I noticed a charge on the card, every time the woman I used to be tried to wake up, I won't. He was giving himself cover. Multiple days. Long enough for a weekend away with her, probably. I filed it. Timeline window, Friday through Sunday. Mira's social media would confirm. The door clicked shut. I waited until his car cleared the driveway. Then I grabbed my keys. First stop, Orion Tech. I wanted to see her face when I walked in before she had time to prepare hers. The reception desk at Orion Tech. Long dark hair, innocent eyes.
Hi, who are you here to see?
She smiled, professional, rehearsed. Adrian Hale. I scanned her the way I used to scan hostile acquisitions. Loose business suit, deliberately loose. But I caught it. The curve of her stomach. The hand that drifted to her belly and rested there. 3 months, maybe 4. Right there in the lobby of my husband's company.
Mr. Hale is in a meeting. Can I get your name?
Lillian Blackwood. Her face changed. The mask cracked. Eyes widening, lips pairing, color draining. Then she rebuilt it, brick by brick. But I'd already seen what was underneath.
Mrs. Blackwood! One moment. I'll let Mr. Hale know right away.
She grabbed the phone, knuckles white.
Mr. Hale, your wife's here.
While she spoke, I pulled out my own phone, dialed a number I hadn't used in 3 years.
Blackwood Group Executive Line. This is Lillian Blackwood. Please patch me to Orion Tech's COO.
Mrs. Blackwood? One moment.
The operator's voice changed. She recognized the name. They always did. Mira stared. Her hand froze on the receiver.
Lillian, what an expected honor.
The COO's voice was warm, nervous.
I'm in your lobby. I'd like a tour of the executive floor. Adrian mentioned you have new conference facilities.
Of course. I'll escort you personally. 2 minutes.
I ended the call, smiled at Mira.
The COO will take it from here.
Her throat moved. She swallowed. As I stepped past her desk, my eyes caught a photo frame turned slightly away from visitors. I angled my head. An older woman standing in front of Blackwood Tower from maybe 15 years ago. My stomach dropped. The woman in that photo, I knew the face. She was fired from Blackwood 15 years ago. My father had never told me why. I looked back through the glass. Mira was watching me, not with fear, with calculation. She hadn't come for Adrian. She had come for Blackwood. And I was going to find every piece of it.
Ms. Blackwood, is that your mother in the photo?
Mira's voice pulled me back. Her hand moved to cover the frame. Too late. She passed away. A long time ago. I'm sorry. I smiled, the same smile from breakfast. She had no idea I'd already connected everything. The motive, the 15-year grudge. And she definitely had no idea I was already 3 moves ahead.
Babe, what are you doing here?
His eyes darted to Mira, then back to me. I wanted to see your office. Maybe grab lunch with my husband. I slipped my arm through his. His bicep was rock solid.
Of course. Let's eat at the restaurant upstairs.
In the elevator, mirrored walls, I kept my voice light. That receptionist is pretty cute. How old is she?
Not sure. New intern? I don't really pay attention to that stuff.
Really? She seems comfortable. Like she's been here a while.
You know, interns, they pick things up fast.
I nodded, filing every twitch. Over lunch, I kept putting food on his plate.
You care about me the most. I'm so lucky to have you.
By the way, should we start looking at houses? If we have kids someday, we'd need more space. His fork froze midair, steak trembling on the tines.
No rush on kids. Things are tight right now.
Tight? I thought Q3 was strong?
It was just planning for the future.
I smiled and nodded. Inside, the spreadsheet was updating itself. He's paying for her house. He's lying about company finances. He's already planning an exit. Every answer he gave me was building my case. Every lie was another nail. He had no idea he wasn't the one at the table asking questions. He was the one being cross-examined. Bathroom break. I walked past the front desk. The hallway carpet muffled my heels.
The doctor said the baby's healthy. Due date's at the end of the year. Mira, you're so lucky. Your boyfriend bought you a house and treats you like a princess. Yeah. He said he'll marry me after the baby's born.
Marry her. My wedding ring bit into my finger. The ring I'd chosen because it was simple. Because I didn't want him to spend too much. 3 years I'd worn it. And he'd already promised her his entire life.
Didn't your mom used to work at Blackwood? She did. Until Lillian's father fired her. 15 years ago, she never recovered.
I stared at the wall, counted the wallpaper seams. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I walked back to the table, smiled at Adrian, let him pour me more wine.
This wasn't random. Mira had been aiming at my family for 15 years.
And Adrian was the bullet she'd loaded into the chamber. He just didn't know the bullet was meant for him too.
I locked the bathroom door and faced the mirror. My mother's eyes stared back at me from my own face. She died when I was 19. The cancer took 6 months. Her last words, "Don't hide." I spent my whole life hiding and I never got to be myself. I'd ignored her, buried everything she'd recognized in me.
For a man who was currently eating steak upstairs with my credit card and another woman's future.
The faucet ran, water spiraled down the drain. I dried my hands, straightened my collar.
The woman who walked out was not the woman who'd walked in.
The door clicked shut behind her.
Adrian came home late, reeking of perfume.
Client dinner. Had a few drinks. I'm gonna shower.
Long dinner. I could smell her shampoo. Something floral, cheap.
The kind you buy at a drugstore because your boyfriend's wife controls the bank accounts.
Yeah, big client.
The bathroom door closed. I grabbed his phone. His passcode was my birthday.
Honey, the appointment went great. It's a boy.
That's amazing. My son. Shopping tomorrow. I love you and our baby. Once he's here, we'll finally be a real family.
A real family. I scrolled further.
Don't worry. Once the divorce settles, half of Blackwood comes with me.
How much are we talking?
At least 7 figures. She trusts me completely. She'll sign whatever I put in front of her.
She trusts me. They tasted like metal.
I put the phone back exactly where I'd found it.
He thought he was playing chess.
He didn't realize I'd been playing 3 moves ahead since I was 23 years old. Adrian came out of the shower. I walked over, started rubbing his shoulders.
You've been working so hard.
It's all for our future.
My thumbs pressed into the muscle above his collarbone. His pulse was steady. The man was plotting to strip my family's fortune, and his heart rate was flat. I saw your receptionist today. The pregnant one. Mira, I think? His body went rigid, every muscle locked at once.
Really? I didn't notice.
She looks at least 3 or 4 months along. Pretty young to be having a baby.
Young people these days don't know how to be careful.
I hope her boyfriend's doing the right thing.
I'm sure he is.
A sweet baited on his neck. His pulse jumped under my thumb. A hard, fast stutter. I smiled where he couldn't see it. Gotcha.
Miss Blackwood, I got everything you asked for.
43 images. I opened them one by one, my coffee going cold. Adrian and Mira at a baby store. His hand splayed across her stomach like claiming territory. The jewelry store. A diamond ring. $20,000.
When we got married, I told him I didn't need anything expensive. He almost cried.
Send the file on Mira's mother.
Already attached. Eleanor Holt, fired 2021, embezzlement.
Charges dropped, career destroyed. Died 3 years later.
So Mira was 11.
Yes. Raised by a grandmother who blamed your family for everything.
Thank you. That'll be all for now.
I closed the laptop. 11 years old, motherless, blaming a name, my name, for everything that went wrong. I understood revenge better than I wanted to admit. Understanding didn't mean I was going to lose.
But it did mean I needed to be smarter than she was, smarter than them both.
I sat behind Mira at a cafe, ordered black coffee, listened.
Mira, are you sure about this? He's married. So what? He doesn't love his wife? He's only with her because her family's rich? He said once I give him a son, he'll find some excuse to divorce her.
But what if his wife finds out?
So what if she does? I'm carrying his son. That's my biggest advantage. And that old lady? 3 years and no baby. I got pregnant once, and it's a boy. Who do you think he's picking?
Old lady. I set my cup down very carefully.
He promised once our son's born, he'll make us official. Then I'll be living the rich wife life. Does Lillian know about you? Probably not. But even if she finds out I have a son, she doesn't. I win. I let my coffee go cold, paid my bill, smiled at the barista on the way out. You don't win by having a son, Mira. You win by being the last one standing. And I've been standing longer than you've been alive. I walked out of the cafe into blinding afternoon sun. Mira's laugh followed me through the door, light and careless and certain of victory.
Dad, it's time.
Sweetheart, before you do this, there's something I need to tell you.
Dad, what's wrong?
His voice was thinner than I remembered, and it made my stomach drop.
Just come home, Lillian. Please.
The study smelled like old books and antiseptic, an oxygen tank beside the chair.
Sit down, sweetheart.
How long have you been sick?
Stage 3, pancreatic. 6 months, maybe 8.
The floor tilted. I sat down without deciding to.
I was going to tell you next week. After your anniversary.
My anniversary. The anniversary of a marriage that was already dead.
Dad!
Don't. I've made my peace. But before I go...
He pulled a leather journal from his desk drawer, worn at the edges.
Your mother's. She wrote this the year before she died.
I opened it, cramped handwriting, my mother's.
Read it. The first entry.
I gave up my seat on the board when I married Charles. He said it would be easier.
Now I sit at home while he makes decisions I could have made better. I have become invisible in my own life.
I looked up. My father was crying.
I knew. I always knew she was the smart one. Just like I always knew you were the one who saved this company. I should have told you. I should have told her. Whatever you're planning with Adrian, make it fast. I want to see it.
He gripped my hand. His grip was still strong.
But Lillian, don't let revenge become the only thing you build.
I pressed my palm flat against the leather cover. It was warm, like she just set it down. I put it in my bag, next to my phone, next to the document with 47 nodes. Saturday, Adrian left for his client meeting. I waited 10 minutes. Then I called the board. The conference room was exactly as I remembered. I hadn't sat at that table in 3 years. Starting now, Blackwood Group is cutting all ties with Orion Tech. The directors traded looks. Mr. Alden, who'd been on the board since my grandfather's era, was the first to speak.
Lillian, ending contracts out of nowhere will trigger significant penalties. May I ask why? So what's your final decision?
Their CEO has character issues that don't match Blackwood values. He studied me for a long moment, then nodded. He'd seen me at this table before. 5 years ago, when I was 23 and the company was 3 weeks from bankruptcy, he remembered.
Understood. We'll initiate the severance.
After the meeting, Mr. Alden lingered.
It's good to have you back, Mr. Blackwood.
Thank you, Mr. Alden. I didn't say I never really left. I was just waiting. I started calling Orion Tech's biggest clients before I left the building. Adrian paced the balcony, voice rising through the glass.
Mr. Bryce, please, we've always had a good partnership. Mr. Marcus, there's been a misunderstanding. Mr. Cole, please reconsider. Our company really needs this project. Please, don't go.
His voice cracked on the last one. I'd never heard him beg before. I sat on the couch, Earl Grey in one hand, my mother's journal in the other. There is a kind of woman who makes herself small so that the man beside her can feel large. I was that woman. My daughter will not be. Adrian's silhouette was hunched. Desperate, he had no idea. In the margin, beneath my mother's words, I wrote, she was right. Then I turned the page. Beneath another entry, I found 4 words in my mother's handwriting, smaller than the rest. Build, don't just burn. I looked up at Adrian's silhouette. The cup warmed my palms. I was trying, Mom.
Babby, work got messy today.
What happened?
Major clients pulled out. No warning. No explanation. Everything was fine yesterday. Everything!
Could competitors be behind it?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
I could have told him. It wasn't competitors. It was his wife, the one folding a blanket over her knees while he unraveled. His phone buzz, Mira, he declined. Important?
Nothing. Work stuff.
It rang again, declined again, buzzed a 3rd time. You should answer that.
It can wait.
I nodded, turned back to my tea. Mira was getting desperate. Desperate people made mistakes, and I was ready for every one of them.
Miss Blackwood, I want to talk to you.
The cafe on East Street, 1 hour. She was already there when I arrived. Loose maternity dress in pale blue, eyes red and puffy, mascara smudged at the corners. I think you already know Adrian is the baby's father. I looked at her, said nothing. Silence was sharper than any words I could choose. I never meant to ruin your marriage.
He told me he didn't love you. He said your marriage was just a business arrangement.
What else did he say? He said, you were infertile, that you couldn't give him children. What? That was why he was with me. Infertile. The word landed in my stomach like a stone. I was not infertile. I had never been infertile. He had invented a medical condition for his wife to justify his affair. And you believed him. I kept my voice perfectly level. Inside, I was cataloging. This makes 23 documented lies. 23 things I can use.
I didn't know.
For 1 second, something flickered in her eyes. Not guilt, recognition, like she was seeing her own reflection for the first time. Do you even hear yourself? You thought sleeping with a married man and getting pregnant would put you in my spot? She wrapped both hands around her stomach.
I'll leave. If you give me money, I'll disappear. You'll never see me again.
How much exactly do you think you're worth?
500,000.
I laughed, short, cold. You won't get a dime. Because pretty soon, both of you will have nothing. I stood and started walking.
Miss Blackwood, you can't do this! I'm carrying Adrian's son!
I turned back, hand on the door. Are you sure that baby's Adrian's? Outside, I leaned against the brick wall, rough against my shoulder blades. Build. Don't just burn. The fire was already lit. And I wasn't sure I knew how to put it out. I pulled a document from my bag and slid it across the table.
What's this?
Adrian's medical report. From 3 months ago.
She opened it, froze.
Severe oligospermia. Natural conception. Almost 0.
No! That's impossible! I've never been with anyone else. Only Adrian.
I've seen girls like you before. The fact you got pregnant at all is already a miracle. What I didn't say, I already knew the baby wasn't Adrian's. My lawyer had confirmed it 3 hours ago. Derek Vance, former Orion Tech employee. Mira might not even know.
You're lying. You have to be lying!
Leave on your own, or wait for me to ruin you. I walked out. In the car, I sat with both hands on the wheel. Build, don't just burn. The journal was in my bag. I could feel its weight against my hip.
Babe, can you ask your dad for help? Please.
Adrian grabbed my hand. His palm was sweaty. I'll try. I already knew my father would say no. I told him not to take Adrian's calls.
I knew I could count on you.
His phone lit up between us. Mira. Adrian declined it and turned the phone face down.
You should answer.
I don't know if I should.
It's nothing.
The doorbell rang. Mira stood outside, wrecked. Tears streaked through her makeup.
Adrian, tell her we love each other! Tell her the baby's yours!
What is she talking about?
I don't know. She's crazy.
Didn't you say you loved me? Didn't you say you'd marry me? How could you? Didn't you say she was just your ATM?
ATM. I didn't flinch. Didn't gasp. Didn't give either of them the satisfaction. Inside, the word landed like a blade between my ribs. 3 years of muting my own mind, dulling my own edges, becoming the woman he wanted instead of the woman I was, and this was what he'd seen. A machine. A transaction.
Enough! Are you insane? Showing up at my house?
Adrian, what are you talking about?
I never said I'd marry you. The house was your breakup money. We're done.
You can't do this! I'm carrying your baby!
You sure about that? A girl who hung around bars? Who knows whose baby you're carrying?
She shattered, reached for him. He shoved her away.
Our relationship is over.
If neither of you wants this baby, then I don't want it either!
She turned and ran for the wall. I moved before I thought. Grabbed her shoulders. Pulled her back hard against my chest.
Stop. Think about the baby. You can't do this. This baby is all I have left. But he doesn't want us.
I didn't say, I know exactly how you feel, because I do, but I chose differently.
Babe, stop worrying about her. She's using the baby to squeeze money.
Adrian's voice was flat.
I don't like surprises.
Adrian! How can you treat your own child like this?
My child? Get a paternity test.
Fine. I'll prove this baby is yours.
Since you're both agreeing, let's do the test tomorrow. I'll pay. That night, I called my lawyer. Mr. Grant, the divorce papers ready?
Yes, Miss Blackwood, and there's something else. The lab confirmed the baby isn't Adrian's.
Real father is Derek Vance, former Orion Tech employee.
I was silent. The fire in me wanted 2 fake reports. One saying the baby was Adrian's, one saying it had a genetic disorder. Total destruction of them both. But my mother's journal was on my nightstand. I picked it up, opened to the last entry. Revenge is a fire that burns the hand that holds it. I closed the journal, held it against my chest the way my mother used to hold me. 1 fake report.
The baby is Adrian's.
But keep the real results safe. I'm destroying him.
Not her.
Understood.
I'll take care of it.
I hung up and sat in the dark for a long time. The journal in my lap, the city lights through the window. Build, don't just burn. Tonight, I had chosen to build.
The testing center was sterile white. Fluorescent lights made everyone look sick.
The doctor, the one I'd paid, opened the envelope with practice calm.
The child is Adrian's.
I told you!
Adrian, what do you have to say now? But there's one problem.
The baby has a severe genetic disorder. The baby's chances of survival are low without major intervention.
That's impossible! Every checkup was fine!
These conditions don't show up until after 4 months.
Can it be treated?
Several $100,000. At least.
Adrian's expression darkened. I watched him calculate. His eyes flicked between the doctor, Mira's stomach, and the door. 3 variables. 1 equation. The answer was already written on his face. I didn't feel satisfaction. I felt like a surgeon watching a tumor reveal itself on the scan. This was what needed to be cut out.
Please, what do we do now?
I'd recommend ending the pregnancy. It would be better for both mother and baby.
No! This is my baby! Adrian! Say something! This is your son! You have to save him!
A hush fell over the room. Adrian was doing the math. Admit the baby was his. Admit the affair. Lose everything. Deny it. Push for termination. Maybe still walk away with something.
The doctor's right. Ending the pregnancy is best for everyone.
That's your son!
Because he's my son, I can't let him live in pain.
You're a monster! You don't deserve to be anybody's father!
The fluorescent lights hummed overhead. Adrian sat with his hands folded, looking like a man who just balanced his checkbook. I had married this man, shared a bed with him, made him breakfast, and he could look at his own child, or what he believed was his child, and see a line item to be cut. The most terrifying thing about him was not his cruelty. It was his calm. Mira, I can help you.
You're willing to help me?
I'll pay for the baby's treatment, but you'll have to leave the city. Never come back.
Never tell the child who his father is. Mira's eyes moved from me to Adrian. Adrian looked like he could finally breathe. For him, this was perfect. No responsibility, no mess. I need time to think.
Think about what? This is the best deal you're gonna get.
The last bit of feeling she had for him shattered. Right there. In real time. The softness in her eyes hardened into something sharp. Fine. I agree.
But Adrian, one day you'll pay for what you've done to me and my child.
She looked at me before she left. Not with hate, with understanding. 2 women who'd both been played by the same man, just from different sides of the table. That truth was hers to tell, not mine. I hadn't struck the match this time. Adrian had. I had only made sure Mira was close enough to watch him burn everything himself. I walked Adrian into my father's office.
The oxygen tank hissed beside the desk. My father was thinner than ever, but his eyes, those were still steel.
Mr. Blackwood.
Sit.
Adrian launched into his pitch. 5 minutes of polished desperation.
As you can see, the projections for this property are extremely pessimistic.
My father raised a hand. The room went silent.
Adrian, what do you think of my daughter?
Lillian is the best woman I've ever known. Marrying her was the luckiest thing that's ever happened to me.
Then explain this.
He tossed a stack of photos onto the desk. They scattered like dead leaves. Adrian and Mira at the baby store, the jewelry store, every lie.
You cheated on my daughter. You got another woman pregnant. And you did it while I was dying, fighting for enough time to see her happy.
Oxygen tank hissed.
I looked at my father, and he was spending one of them watching me dismantle the man who'd betrayed me.
I didn't say it out loud. Thank you. For believing me. For not asking questions. For trusting that the daughter you raised could handle this herself.
Please, I swear it was an accident!
Adrian dropped to his knees.
Please, just give me one more chance. I'll sign anything. I'll transfer everything to you, Lillian. Please.
What assets? Your company was built with my family's money. The house, the car, even the clothes on your back were paid for by the Blackcodes. I didn't say I paid for the shirt you're wearing. The shoes, the watch you gave Mira, I paid for it all.
You have never owned a single thing that wasn't mine first.
Lillian, please.
Tell me. What exactly do you own? Silence. A dog at least knows loyalty. Sign it. Shouting outside, Mira stormed in, with security guards scrambling behind her.
Adrian! I went to the hospital! The baby's healthy! That genetic test doesn't exist. She lied to us on purpose. You were trying to break us apart!
So what if I was?
Do you really think a mistress deserves honesty?
Sign. Now. His hand shook. The pen scratched across the paper. The only sound in the room was the hiss of my father's oxygen tank and the death of a marriage. Adrian set the car keys on the desk. The metal clicked against the wood. He dragged himself toward the door, didn't look at Mira, didn't look back.
Adrian! What about our baby?
That kid isn't mine.
And then he was gone.
Mira turned to me, shaking. Are you really this heartless?
I stopped at the door. When you went after my husband, did you care about my feelings? You ended up here because of your own choices.
I was wrong about you.
No. You were wrong about him. So was I. The difference is I learned.
What happens to me now?
That's up to you. Then I walked out. The elevator doors closed. My reflection stared back from the polished steel.
She was older than the woman in the bathroom mirror from weeks ago.
But her eyes were different, not cold, clear. I pulled my mother's journal from my bag, opened to the last page. Beneath her final entry, in handwriting that wasn't hers, my father had written,
"She was right. I should have told the world. Lillian, the company was never mine. It was always yours.
Build something worthy of it." The elevator chim, ground floor. The doors opened onto the lobby, bright with afternoon light. Outside, the city was still there, waiting. I didn't look back. There was nothing behind me worth seeing. I walked into the light. The journal was in my hand. My father's words were in my pocket.
My mother's voice echoed in my head. Build something worthy of it.
I intended to.